Using Interwrite Touch software in your classroom. Basic training course. Lines and arrows. The Interwrite software program has a number of different styles of lines and arrows that you can use in your presentations. They're called B-lines. If you go to your taskbar, you'll notice this diagonal line here, and there's a down arrow next to it. Select the down arrow and you'll see that there are a variety of lines. You can customize these lines to suit by going to the word Customize and then selecting the various lines that you want to use. You may want to change the color of the line. You may want to change the thickness of the line. Some of them look pretty much the same until you actually make them a bit thicker, and then you'll see that that's an arrowhead and you've got a double arrow. So you can change the colors of these if you wish. You've got dotted lines. You've got dotted lines. Once you're happy with the changes that you've made, if you need to, you can actually change any of the arrowheads' starting point and ending point. And once you're happy with the changes you've made, just hit OK. When you come back down to the down arrow once again, you'll see those changes that I made are visible. It's just a matter of selecting the line that you want to use and then just dragging it across the screen. It automatically will be a straight, perfect line for you. If you want to change it or make it longer or shorter, use your Select Object to tap on the line itself. You'll notice you get these white squares forming at either end. You can pull on this to make the line longer or shorter. You can also change the direction of the line by pulling on that white square as well. If you want to lock it in place, just go to the down arrow and hit Lock, and now that line cannot be shifted, whereas these others can be moved around. You can also create your own lined pages. To do this, I'm going to add a page, and I'm going to go to my B-lines, and I'm going to select the red line and just drag a line across the page. I'm then going to go and select the blue dotted line and drag that across the page, and one more blue dotted line across the page. Once I've got these three on the page, I'm going to go to Edit and select All. You'll notice that those edit points come up. Just pick any one of them, and we're going to go to Group and Group, and now that's one whole thing that we can shift and move wherever we want to on the screen. You can scroll over to find your edit point, and then we can clone that shape. So then we can get it manipulated to where we want it to be. Once again, go to Edit, select All, and we're going to go to the down arrow and go to Group and Group, and then we're going to clone that shape. So in a few separate steps, you'll be able to create an entire page. So we're going to Group and Group, and one more clone. And one more Edit, select All, and Group and Group. Now we've got one whole page. Now, instead of having to do this every time you want to use this particular page, you are able to save this. And the way that you would do that would be to go to the resource bank and go to My Library. Select the down arrow next to My Library and select Add Category. We're going to just call this handwriting and OK. And now you see in my group I do have a category called handwriting. Just highlight it, click on it as I've done, and what we're going to do is untick that box that says Auto Hide. Scroll over until I can find my edit point. What I'm going to do, as long as this has been, the whole thing has been highlighted, I'm going to click and drag this into that gap, that column that's there. And there you see it is on my screen. If I go to the down arrow, I can edit the caption. And there it is. So the next time I want to use this, if I add a page, I can just click and drag that onto the page, and now I have, if we look at our pages, at the moment it looks like there's nothing there, but if you refresh the page, you'll see that I've created a number of those pages. Another way to create a number of the same page is to select the page that you want to repeat, go to the down arrow and hit clone page, and you'll see now I've got 3 of these. If I hit clone page again, I've now got 4. So if you want to have a series of these lined slides on your page, then you can do it this way. Another way that you can use the B lines is in labeling diagrams. So if we select the down arrow here, there's our black arrow, we're then able to just drag it to whatever part of the picture that we want to drag it to. With the labeling, we've got the typed words here, so we're able to click and drag these into the correct spot. Make sure when you are typing words for these click and drag exercises that you type each word individually rather than typing an entire list, because if you do that, the entire list will move and not the individual words. Thank you for viewing this tutorial. For further information, contact us by email info@edis.com.au.